everyone. Hi, Lizzo. We made it on, just
we
about.
made it.
That's a bit of a, whew.
By
Okay,
the skin
we're
of our
on.
teeth.
Welcome to Most Powerful Women.
Thank you so much for having
It's
me.
great to see you.
I don't get out the house much, so it's an honor to be here in front of all of you guys. I want to say thank you to Fortune for having me. It's a very big deal. I'm very emotional right now.
And one of the reasons why you maybe don't get out the house much at the moment is because you're on a gap year. Can you tell us how you're spending your time? Because I'm sort of fantasizing about doing the same.
Gap year? Girl, who said a gap year?
You did, on social media.
I'll say it like this. I launched my company, Yitty, in 2022 at the same time as my album, Special. I had been on the road all the way until August 2023 working, and as soon as I stepped down home from tour, I may not be as public facing, but I went straight to Yidi headquarters and I just been working. So you might not see me, but I'm working. It ain't a gap year. It's a grind year, okay?
So, let's talk about Yitty. We're in a room full of businesswomen, and Mariam introduced kind of what the concept is. It's shapewear. It's a really crowded category. We've got Kim Kardashian Skims, we've got Spanx, and that's only to name a couple. How does Yitty distinguish itself from the competition?
Can I just say something? How cool it is to finally be in a place where we can say it's inclusive shapewear is a crowded category, because it was not. It was not. And it definitely wasn't when I was inspired to create Yitty. You know, I've been a big girl my entire life, as long as I've been able to buy clothes. I've lived in the intersection of the things that I want don't fit me, and the things that fit me, I don't want. And I have been through the shame and pain of wearing shapewear in middle school, and wearing these garments that aren't breathable with these like snaps inside that can cut you. And sometimes I come home from school and I have blood on my shirt from the binders and the shapewear. And I remember this was around 2015. I was in a store and I was looking around in the shapewear section, and it was in disarray. I mean, clothes was everywhere, and it was fully stocked, but it was messy. So that means people could not find what they were looking for. There were 3 colors: jet black, stark white, and off pink. Nobody is that color. And you'll be lucky if you got a double XL. And I was like, somebody has to do something about this. And I was like, I guess it's gotta be me. So I started taking, cool. Thanks, guys. I started taking meetings around 2016, 17. I got a lot of no's because people didn't think shapewear was a viable category. Can you believe it? And then finally, Fabletics said yes. And not only yes, they gave me the opportunity to build my own company and be a CEO of my own company. Yeah. And shortly after that, Skims launched, and it was so validating, actually, to see that, because I was like, I told you shapewear would be viable.
You didn't see it as a negative thing. You weren't seeing it as, do you and Kim Kardashian exchange notes?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. There's room. No, but there's truly.
I mean, you might.
No, it's funny. There's truly room for all of us, and what this means now is that young girls don't have to grow up the way that I did with no options. Yeah.
I want to talk a bit about the body acceptance movement that you've started, and I caveat this by saying it's uncomfortable in a way to ask you about your body. It's uncomfortable to ask anyone about their bodies, because it is not the most interesting thing about you. That is clearly your talent. However, you have become such an advocate and symbol for loving yourself. Recently, you've been posting online about a very steady journey you've been on to lose weight. Can you talk a bit about why that felt like the right time to embark on the journey and to talk about it publicly?
Well, the interesting thing about my body, I have an amazing body. I love my body, and it has it has kind of been woven into my career and everything that I do. And I mean, it's why I started Yitty. I started Yitty because of my body. We're very body forward. And one inevitability that we all have to face is that our bodies will change. It's, you know, and it's true. I'm so sorry. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, especially that's what, self-love is all about, is accepting that journey. I created Yitty knowing that my body was gonna change, whether I gained weight, which I did from when I launched Yitty to last year, or lose weight, or have a pregnant belly, or get older. Like, our bodies change, and it's a beautiful thing. And Yitty, my company, has your back every step of the way with no shame. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why I put myself out there, because I want somebody to see themselves in me so they can feel less shame about their body changing.
Mm-hmm. And how do you experience your body changing and still kind of connect with the person or the woman who maybe identified with you when your body looked different? How do you walk that line?
Well, for years now, I have evolved from talking about body positivity into body neutrality, which means my body is nobody's business.
Other than yours.
Other than me, my doctor, my trainer, and my man. Yeah, so, observe. Mm-hmm. If you like what you see, cool. If you don't, keep scrolling.
I want to change tack a little bit. You had a difficult year last year. You had some allegations against you of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment, all of which you have denied, and I want to be completely clear about that. How did you feel when that news came to light?
I don't want to talk about things like that. This isn't the space for it. We're celebrating female CEOs and powerful women. This isn't really the space to talk about the negative things that happen to us, because so much negative stuff happens to powerful women, and this is not the space.
It does. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have to ask the question, to give the powerful woman the opportunity to answer in her own words, rather than just let stories circulate online.
Right, as I agree with you, I don't think this is the platform for that.
Okay. I want to talk a bit about your philanthropy. So every year to mark Juneteenth, you donate $50,000 awards to nonprofit organizations, Black-owned nonprofit organizations. When Roe versus Wade was overturned, you donated $500,000 to Planned Parenthood. And we were talking outside about how this morning you posted about going to vote in the presidential election. How do you, in this quite charged moment for this country, how do you think about the way you want to use your platform? And I just want to say you've got 12 million followers on Instagram and you've got 25.8 million followers on TikTok. What do you see your role as?
It's evolved, I think. I used to be internet yapper in my early days, and I would just fire off and state my opinions. And I think that when you get a bigger platform, you do have a responsibility to not just add to the conversation if it's not helpful, and because there's so much in the fray now. But I thought that today was a special moment to share that I did vote, and I voted for Kamala Harris. And I think it's important to say that because, people think you walk into a room and it's just like, Kamala Harris, Trump, and you hit one and then it's over. But there's so many important issues on the ballot this year, and I just want to encourage everyone. I know everyone in this room is going to vote, but please, anyone who's going to see this video or hear this, please vote, because I didn't just vote for the president. I voted so we could make it illegal to make prisoners have to do involuntary servitude. I voted to get rid of some of the homophobic and racist rhetoric in the Constitution that doesn't allow people to get married to the person that they love. I voted to raise the minimum wage. There are so many important issues on the ballot this year. So I think I'm always about advocating vote, 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 especially to young people, because your vote actually does matter. And if it didn't, they wouldn't try to convince you it didn't.
We're in an era where a lot of artists understandably are nervous about wading into the fray on issues because cancel culture, everyone's so polarized. Has there ever been a time where you've held back from talking about an issue on your platforms to protect yourself? You talked about protecting your peace as one of the reasons for your gap year. Does that ever impact what you say and what you post on social media?
Baby, I've been canceled for everything at this point. Only God can cancel me now. I think that I talk about the things that are important to me, and I talk about the things that I can bring a difference to. And I think that those are my boundaries now with the public.
Do you think you would have been treated differently? You talk about cancel culture if you were a man.
Ooh, the tea. Ooh-wee. It ain't shy. I don't know because I've only been a woman.
But when you look at your peers in the music industry and the press they get, the treatment they get, is there a disparity? Maybe there isn't.
I don't think about those things. I really don't. I'm just a fat black woman in this industry. I already got 3 things against me in this society, and I'm still rising, and I'm still successful, so.
Let's talk about the music. You've teased online that you are working on a new album. When are we going to hear it, number one? No pressure, because you're taking your time.
You asking all the questions.
I'm asking the questions the people want to hear.
Yeah, well, you know, let me be an artist and give a proper rollout so you guys can enjoy, you know, the art the way I intended you to. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of the music that I've written. I'm very, very close to it being done. And I think you guys are gonna love it. You just wait and see. It's coming.
What can you tell us without ruining the surprise about how it compares in terms of sound and subject matter to your previous work?
I mean, I always am writing like autobiographically. So my albums are always like a snapshot of my life. And this album is definitely a snapshot of my life, very specifically. The sound is always evolving. The genre is always being bent because that's who I am. So it's a lot of fun.
If you had to describe the snapshot of the moment you're in now, what is it?
Fabulous. It's fabulous.
We're witnessing a really amazing moment in the global music industry right now where there's women everywhere you look, whether it's SZA, Tyler, Taylor Swift, Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX. How do you reflect on this moment and why we're here right now?
Oh, baby, I reflect. Most of y'all might not know this, but I started off as a rapper. Back in the day, I had a song called Batches and Cookies, and I did a lot. Okay, we got one fan in the back, Minnesota. But back then, there weren't that many women in rap, so I had to endure this question thousands of times. It was, how do you feel about being a female rapper in a male-dominated industry? And I started to resent that question, and I would answer, I would be like, you know what? My dream is that one day there are so many women that are dominating in the industry that you can fill an entire festival slot with just women. And that dream has come true. I'm so proud of the musical landscape. It's an incredible time to be a woman and an artist and a fan. Like, the fans are getting fed right now because there's so much great music out, and I'm so proud of my contemporaries and my sisters.
And who are you listening to? Which women are you listening to right now?
Oh, God. You know whose album I just listened to? I just listened to Chappell Roan's whole album when I was working out, and it's incredible. I see a lot of parallels to her and we had the same kind of like rise, and it was so quick. And like, you know, I watch how she handles her relationship with the public and fame and how it's ever changing. And baby, if I had to say one thing to her, call your therapist. I wore my therapist out when I was becoming famous, baby. Her phone number and my phone was just indention with my finger because I was like, I need you. So I look to her, and I respect her a lot for how she handles herself.
Because she's pulled back a bit from time to time, hasn't she? And do you and other female artists, you talked about a sisterhood, like, is that metaphorical, or do you ever reach out to each other and exchange advice?
Oh my God, me and SZA every single day. Like,
every single day.
yeah, I mean, I've known her since like 2013. So I watched her rise and I watched her become successful. Then she watched me rise, and the entire time we were so supportive of each other, and we still have that support system. Like, she'll be like, girl, how much you spending on your tour? How much you spending on the festival? I'll be like, let me tell y'all.
So you talk numbers with one another.
Oh yeah, everything.
And so I want to go back to the business for a second. When we talked a couple of days ago, you said your goal for it is that it becomes like world-renowned, I think you said, or kind of a global brand. What does that look like in terms of revenue, product lines, marketing?
You know what? I think that every business owner's dream is to see their business continue beyond them, you know? And I don't want Yitty to just be a synonymous or a celebrity brand, is how we call it. I want it to be known for what it's actually good at, and that is incredible fabrics, incredible fit. That's for inclusive sizing, and the technological advancements that we're making in shapewear. We have anti-uni boob technology. We have, for real. And I'm seeing the dupes on the internet now, okay? We did it first. Butt lifting technology, antimicrobial crotches, and I really want our brand. I know it sounds silly, but it's real, and we need this. You want to breathe and be lifted. And I really want our brand to be known for that. And so I think that when it comes to passing the torch a little bit and me just stepping back and being more in design and more in the background of proliferating our business, and also reiterating that, like, Yidi is not a plus size brand. Yidi is a brand created by a plus size woman for every damn body. And so everyone can enjoy this brand. I think that's the future. I also think expanding our lines. We've already gone into swimwear.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Baby, let me tell you, we got intimates coming up, which is really exciting. We have amazing everyday like cottons coming up. We just launched, we have Pet Me. Oh my God, you guys, please check out Pet Me.
What is Pet Me?
Pet Me is our loungewear line that always sells out immediately. It's the softest, like squishiest fabric. You feel like a little teddy bear, but it also snatches your waist. And you can, and we have onesies, we have shorts, we have tank tops, and we just dropped a cardigan, and you are gonna love it. So I think it's, you know what I think about. Yes, Pet Me, it's the
quite a
name.
conversation starter.
Yeah, everyone's like, Yitty.com, Yitty. But I think the most exciting thing about our business and what I think is the future is our member-based, we have this membership-based model where you can sign up and be a member, and you get like clothes at a way less rate. You get to communicate with us in real time, and we get feedback from our members, and we can make real changes in real time. So I think that's truly the future of e-com.
Okay, we've got 2 minutes left, so I've got 3 quick fire questions for you.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Who is the business person, preferably woman, who you most admire?
Oh my goodness.
Or
why?
One who you admire, someone you look
My
up to.
mother.
Okay.
My mom, she always, her and my dad always had businesses together, so I grew up in an entrepreneurial household.
Have you turned to her for advice during the launch of Yitty?
I have not.
Okay. Okay, that says a lot.
But I'm a super independent child.
Proudest moment of your career to date, proudest moment?
Honestly, one of my proudest moments is Juneteenth, 2023. We donated $250,000 to Black-led LGBTQ and trans organizations and businesses, and that was huge, huge for me, especially at a time where they were rolling back rights to protect trans people. That was super important to me. That was a huge moment for me.
Final question. You're currently 36, I believe, unless you've had a birthday since I researched you. What would you like to achieve by the time you hit your next decade that you haven't already?
That's a great question. Man, I don't know, you guys. I feel like I never even thought I would make it this far. Like, I feel like I've really done it all. and I'm really grateful for my life. I think I just want to continue dreaming the undreamable. I'm having things happen to me that I never even dreamed of, so I just have to keep making my dreams bigger, I guess.
Lizzo, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy that gap year, although it doesn't sound like you're taking much time off.
Never.
Thank you, Lizzo.
Thank you.